Well, Sarge and I would like to welcome you to our couple of days late video this week. Isn't that right, Sarge? Yeah, Sarge and I are a little late doing the video this week. I was just exhausted yesterday when I usually do the video and put it out. This video, I think, should be out early Monday morning, very early Monday morning in some parts of the world. So, hello, how are you? And let's see, where am I here? Well, I've already prepped my face with this Chiseled Face natural pre-shave gel right there. And my razor is going to be this 3-piece, mostly Bakelite Clix razor, an old brand of razor no longer made, with a metal cap that used to be black a long time ago. And let's see, my blade in there on its first use will be one of these Euromax blades. And my soap, incidentally, last Wednesday a friend and I took a trip to Topeka, Kansas, kind of a day trip, so this is sort of a Kansas shave somewhat today. My soap from Artisan Soaps of Great Bend, Kansas, is this made-to-measure shaving soap. And I've already sort of lathered up my brush here. This KC Shave Company Silvertip Badger brush. That company, which is no longer in business, was on the Kansas side of the Kansas City metropolitan area. Although if you live in that area, people do sort of tend to identify with the whole area, both sides of the state line, Kansas and Missouri. But anyway, there's that. And let's see, I'm going to run a little bit of hot water here just to dip the tips of the bristles in. And got some photos to show you here in a minute. Let me get the shave, going here. Let me just dip the tips of that in there and try to get a lather started on my face. And I hope you're all doing well out there this week. And I hope you have a good week ahead of you. Still nursing this busted arm, but it's okay. You might be able to see I got my arm in a sling. But it's not my dominant arm, so I can shave and do other things just fine. May have to get an operation down the line here, or otherwise I might not be able to lift my left arm very high. At least not as high as I used to when all is said and done. I sent a tub of this soap one time to Paul H. You might have seen him use it some time ago. And he was right, this sort of has a cologne-y scent. Not a bad scent. He likened it, I think, to one of his Taylor of Old Bond Street soaps or creams. But let me go ahead and let the water out here and wet the razor. Okay, we'll start on pass number 1, which will be with the grain. And yeah, for the first time ever, I went inside the Kansas state capitol in downtown Topeka. And here's a shot looking at the rotunda. And then after that, I'd like to show you a shot of the somewhat famous mural of abolitionist John Brown in there. And yeah, John Brown looks very intense in that painting. The painting wasn't where I thought it would be. I thought it would be more centrally located near the rotunda, but it was in one of the wings of the building. the tours were done for the day by the time we got there, so we sort of did somewhat of a self-guided tour. And it was fun. I used to live in Kansas a long time ago, and all those years I never got to see the inside of the state capitol. I'd only seen the state capitol from the outside and mostly from the highway. Okay, let me rinse here. Okay, continuing. It might be a little early to tell, but this feels like a nice shave so far. Rather comfortable. Also took some photos from the road. Here's my favorite of those, the Starlight Motel, which we saw. It was getting dark, and it was after, it was after we were on our way home. That's in Seneca, Kansas, on U.S. Highway 36, I think it is. Let me see. Flip the razor over, get up here. Feeling good so far. As I continue to shave here are a couple of photos of some old, no longer in business, some old gas stations we saw. One, the Phillips 66 station, or what's left of it, is in Pawnee City, Nebraska, southern Nebraska, southeastern Nebraska. And the standard station is in a little town called Wetmore, Kansas. That's kind of funny because there's a Jetmore, Kansas, way out by Dodge City, way out in western Kansas. Well, this is in, northeastern Kansas. Little tiny town called Wetmore, which was evidently on something called the Great White Way back before they started numbering highways here in this country. They named them, and there was one that ran from Chicago to Colorado Springs. I need to study that some more. It ran through Wetmore, Kansas. It's part of Kansas Highway 9 now, state highway, but there was some kind of national highway that ran through there from Chicago to Colorado Springs. And that highway, I guess, was named or nicknamed the Great White Way, probably named after the nickname for Broadway, where all the theaters are, the live theaters in New York City. We were kind of hoping it wasn't so named the Great White Way because there were a bunch of sunset towns along it. If you don't know what that is, you might want to Google that. Something shameful from our past. I'll be right back, and then we'll go across the grain. Speaking of shameful things, here's something shameful from the contemporary United States, located in Topeka, Kansas. I don't know if you can see it that well, but because the picture didn't turn out great, but it's a photo of the infamous Westboro Baptist Church, and also took a photo of the far more tolerant Rainbow House across the street from them. And if you're not familiar with the Westboro Baptist Church, well, I think you can still watch on YouTube, among other documentaries about the place. There were a couple that guy from the UK did for the BBC. Louis Theroux is his name, and he's done a lot of documentaries, very interesting documentaries, often about shameful things like white supremacists and the Westboro Baptist Church. He actually stayed or hung out with those people for, I don't know, a week or two twice. He did one documentary, then he went back later and did another. A lot of, well, that church is, their congregation is mostly the family, the extended family of the late Fred Phelps, who started the church. And as they mature, the children of that family tend to get away from the church and go live somewhere else because they don't believe in the tenets of the church, which tend to be anti-gay and anti-United States. You'd have to see one of the documentaries. I don't feel like I should go on and on about it. So, yeah. Getting back to the shave here, it's very nice. Scent strength on the soap is about 3, 4 out of 10, maybe 5. It's right where it should be. I'll say 5, although, well, it's not a real strong scent, but it's not too light of a scent. It's right where it should be for scent strength. And if you like a scent that is kind of like a cologne, I believe you would like this soap. And it seems to lather up fine, although I need to maybe go back to the tub for the next pass. Excuse me. As I continue here are some more photos from inside the state capital of Kansas in Topeka there. We got to go kind of inside the governor's office, but not inside the governor's actual office. There is a sort of a mock-up of a governor's office, which is actually the waiting area beside the fancy looking, old-timey looking door there. And even though the tours were over for the day, a young gentleman who I think might have been a tour guide, he sort of talked to us in there, and he told us some things we didn't know, and I knew a few things that maybe he probably knew, but I was telling my friend, for example, about someone he saw in a portrait on the wall, one of the side walls there. I don't know if you can see it in the photo, probably not, but I think the man's name was Alfred Capper, and he might have been governor of Kansas once or run for governor. I think he even ran for president of the United States once. I knew that he used to be the owner of a newspaper. It might have only been a weekly paper, or maybe it started out as a daily, but it was a newspaper that was mostly read by farmers and small town people. It was called Capper's Weekly, and it's still being published, except now it's a magazine, sort of like the farm life type magazines you would see available for sale, with recipes and things like that, for ostensibly for the farmer's wife and so forth. I'll be right back, and then we'll go against the grain. Okay, we'll go against the grain now. didn't take any pictures in North Topeka, which has its own little business district north of the Kansas River across from downtown Topeka proper. And they're now calling that little business district NOTO, short for North Topeka. And it's turned into kind of an arts and entertainment center, sort of an entertainment district, a night spot. And they were putting in some new windows on an old building and painting around the new windows on a cherry picker across the street from where we ended up having our lunch. And that was kind of nice. I'm trying to think what other pictures I took. Well, I guess if there's any that I've forgotten, I'll show them at the end here. Okay, rinse time. Continuing. Almost any blade inside this Clix razor is nice. About medium aggression, perhaps just a little bit light on this razor. So the Euromax blade, which I've had good luck with in other razors, is very nice in this razor, not unexpectedly. Move over here. Very nice. Okay. For me, this Clix razor, this particular one, could be a daily driver. It could definitely be the razor I used every day if I didn't have over 100 razors. And I feel like the Euromax blade provides equal parts sharpness and smoothness. Oh, I don't think I got any weepers above the upper lip, which is good. And I'll be right back for pickups. Okay, Sarge, tell them what time it is. It's pickup time, everybody. Yay! As you can tell, Sarge is, as usual, very excited about all this. Okay, buddy, I'll let you back out. You want back out? Come on, head out. Because you'll get claustrophobic in here. I'll come. We'll play later, okay? Good old Sarge. Okay, pickup time. Here we go. Pickup time is just doing touch-ups on the neck, basically, and the bottom of the chin, sort of. trying to shave until I no longer hear any audio feedback. I might have been too close to the camera there. You might not have seen all of what I was doing, but I will rinse this and go over my neck one more time. Okay, let's see. Still hearing some feedback, but that trouble spot over here is not as bad as it could be. That is to say, it's not too scruffy. Where am I here? This is all pretty good. I'm going to stop right there. I'll be right back with our good friend, Mr. Towel. Say hello to Mr. Towel. Whew. Ah. The freshly laundered but still humble Mr. Towel, who smells like Gain detergent and dryer sheets now. Not a bad thing to smell like. Ugh. Mm. Mm-hmm. Okay, we'll put Mr. Towel back where he goes, and then I'll start a brief recap and put the finishing touches on the shave here. Okay. Thank you, Mr. Towel. Okay. Well, I started off camera. I prepped my face with Chiseled Face pre-shave gel there. And my razor, oops, I put it away here for a second, and I forgot I need to show it to you again. This 3-piece, mostly Bakelite Clix razor with a metal cap. That was my razor. I'll put that back. Some people disagree with this, but I put it in a little Razor Bright bath bowl, which has some some barbicide in it, just to kind of clean it up a little bit. Some people say don't put barbicide on your razors, but I have had no trouble doing that. Oh, incidentally, in there on its first use, very nice, was a Euromax blade. Very nice. And my soap has been this made-to-measure shaving soap from Artisan Soaps, handcrafted in Great Bend, Kansas. And you can find them on the web. I may put a little link to them down below if I remember. And my brush was this KC Shave Company silvertip badger brush, originally from the Kansas City area of Kansas and Missouri. And now I'm going to apply some of this Thayers Lavender Witch Hazel facial toner. And it is non-alcoholic, so it is simply a toner and not an astringent. So, put some of this on. How am I doing on time? Doing okay, I guess. But I should try to finish up here quickly. Okay, once again, that's the Thayers Lavender Witch Hazel right there. Now I'm going to apply some of this, the Master Bay Rum aftershave. And shake that up a little bit. Nice plastic bottle, good restrictor on there. Narrow enough that you don't get this stuff everywhere. Yeah, that stuff always feels good on the face. Of all of their, well, I've only got a couple of their aftershaves, but this one is very smooth to apply on the face. That's the Master Bay Rum. A little bit of sting, not too much. There is alcohol in there, I'm pretty sure. I think there is. And finally, to finish up, the Nivea Men Original Post-Shave Balm. I've got another bottle of this, but this one is running low. Oh boy, this is like pouring ketchup right now. Okay, there it is. I got it. Getting down towards the ends of that, unfortunately. Get it going here. Thank you all for joining me. And if you've made it this far through the video, you're going to heaven. And that's about it. I'm going to sign off for now on behalf of myself, the cat, and Mr. Towel. Have a great week ahead, and may you have peace and just take good care of yourself.